Welcome to the step-by-step guide. So hopefully you've got to this stage here where you put your masking on, you've cut out. Now I said you can cut as much as you want out, and I've cut little pieces out. I'm going to do a lot of this sort of freehand using the shield. So I'm taking out like the background bit first. I've cut out the cloud. There's bits that you've missed, you can just cut as you go along. And round Homer, sort of that piece there. Like that. Just going to remove that piece. And you can use your bits that you've cut of your Pro Mask, you can put them back on. So I've got sort of that piece, just got to go around and double check which bits you're sort of taking out. Now we're going to go with the blue. Set the brush to 25 psi. I've got a few blues. As I say, don't worry about your colour matching. This is a practice piece. So test your brush to the side, pull your paint through. We're just going to do a light cover over this. Now we've got the like telegraph poles. I'm just going to paint straight over them with the blue and go in with the brown after. So a light pass of blue, a little bit darker to the top, and then just fade out to the bottom. So just nice and light, build it up. And as you come down towards this tree line on the top of Homer's head, just go a little bit lighter. That's all you've got to do. Like that. Go a little bit darker up here. Going dark around this cloud will just make it pop a little bit more when you take that masking away. And I've just got colours out the bottles. I've not sort of mixed in it. I've got all my pre-mixed. I've just held them up to the screen and thought, yeah, they're the colours that will do. I'm going to go with that. Right, I'm going to remove the cloud. So that's the cloud in done. Any bits where you've got pencil lines showing where you've probably cut your mask just slightly off, you can just erase them now. Take them out, so don't worry about pencil lines. You can remove them, the ink stays. Like that. Now there's a little bit on the cloud, there's a little bit of sort of, looks a little bit of fluffy, just separating like the fluffy bits of the cloud. I'm going to go in with a smoke black. I'm just going to get the shield and just do some separation. Like that. I'll do, just gives it that little separation. Look of a cloud. A little bit over there, we can just erase that back a bit. That'll do, gives you the look of the cloud. So that's in. Right, the next piece that I'm going to do, I'm going to remove, because I've got certain bits out, I'm just going to remove this piece here, and the tree. I've not cut sort of everything out, as you can see it's removing all that. So what you can do is you can then sort of go round, cut out the extra bit. These blades are really good. And what I like about them is they're very weighted nice to the front. That's that bit out. So we're going to go in with a bit of green. We've got like a bright green. I've just got a real bright sort of green. I'm just going to go in with this. I'm going to tint over the top. I'm just going to do some, just pull that through. Just do some sort of fluffy effect. As I say, don't worry about your colours. That will do a bit around here. Now you could go round, you can cut everything out if you wanted to on this. Like that. When doing this picture as well, just keep checking your brush, giving it a clean, because you're going to be swapping colours quite a bit on this. So a little pause between each bit, make sure your brush is clean, test it to the side. Put your lids back on your paints, because I've got a tendency of just doing this as well, where you just grab a colour, take the lid off, jump onto the next one, and then don't put the lid back on. Just gone for a little bit of a darker green here. I'm just dropping up on this. Quite brown this one is. Grab another green. Just sort of, like I say, mixing on the fly. And go for a browner looking green with this. Just drop a bit in here. Over there. A little bit on the edges. I'll go in with another green in a minute. While I've got this sort of brown looking colouring, I'm just going to use that on this. Add to this. Let's put a pass on this. And here. Like the telegraph poles. Like that. Right, let's get another green in on this tree. A little bit more green on this tree. Just putting the paint down fluffy and just creating like a little textured edge. Little bits like that over it. You've got like a dark edge around here. Not going all the way along on it, just doing little bits. You're not going to line everything out. Even though this is like cartoony, there's certain bits we will line out on it, but you've not got to do everything. A bit dark around here. That'll do for the tree. So that's that bit in with the greens, like sort of 3 shades. Light one, then like the brownie coloured one over the top. Now I'm going for like a sort of brown colour next. I'm just going to go over. Telegraph bulb. Like that. Nice and sort of simple. Like that. Let's go back over that tree. In there. That'll do for that. So we've got that bit in. Now the lines on the telegraph pole that are coming across, Caran d'Ache pencil. Just going to go over them. Go over them with a black and just sort of fade them across. Like that. Pencil lines will get rid of the other ones in a minute. Just run them down there. Homer's hair. Go over with the pencil. Just put them in place. That'll do for that. Back in with the eraser and the unwanted lines, just nib them out. Like that. That'll do. Right, that's that piece in. Right, we're going to remove now. Double check, see what I've chopped. I think we can remove this piece. Now that goes so far, so what we'll do is we'll just chop this piece here. Like that. And just remove that piece, stick it to the side. And we can just get this piece in there. So looking at the colours, we've got like a purpley type colour for the roof of that building. Got one mixed. It's not identical, but it'll do. Just going to go in, hold a shield up. I'm just going to go straight in on here and drop a bit of that colour here. There, I've got a bit here as well. Hold the shield. Go in light, like that. Gone a bit over to the tree, doesn't matter. And I'm just going to go in and darken off. Like the roof slates across the top, like that. Just some random lines. Do some little lines to give it a look of tiles. Give your brush a clean. I think I've got a couple of, there's a few different brands of paint that are in this mixture here. We've probably got a couple of, goes with some Createx in this as well. So intermixing them. Just some little random lines like that. Just sort of frame that window. Give it a little bit around there. Right, that's that purple colour done. Jumping on to the next colour. Giving your brush a clean. So use minimal paint, a drop at a time, then you won't be wasting loads of paint. Now this colour is a bit similar to there, we can tint over it. I'm just going to put a little bit on that brick building there, we can tint over this. Like that. And then I'm just going to tint over that with a bit of smoke grey. Just to set it back a bit. Grey bits here. If you break the image down like this, you'll achieve it a little bit easier. Just a little bit around that window. A very faint line there. A little bit around that tree of the grey. Darken it out there. That'll do for the window. Just got the inside of where the glass is, so that's just reflecting a bit of the blue sky. So swap your colour out, drop a blue. Drop a little bit of blue in there. That'll do, that's in. Right, we can jump onto that part of the fence. Clean your brush. Quick blast through. Now the colour I've got for the fence probably won't be the right colour, but as I say, don't stress. You get one that's sort of a ballpark down and then you can just sort of tint over the top. Got like a brown colour. I think it's the one I've used for the telegraph pole bit at the top. Now we've got another bit more of the brown here, so I think I've cut this piece out. Yep, there. This bit here. Some bits I've not cut out, some bits I have. Start to lift it and see where you're going. That'll do. Right, let's get this brown in. Do some passes. If you want to create more of a timber look, you just do some random lines in it, like that. This bit here. Blast that bit in, drop the paint in. Bit around this plant, you can use a shield for that. You can just go in and sort of shield bits off best you can. Like that. Little bits of the grain. Darken it out a bit. And here. That'll do. A little bit there. That'll do for the fence. Then you can get your brown Caran d'Ache pencil and just darken out the separation bits for the fence, like that. Do some little textures in the fence. Like that. The beauty of working with pencil and airbrush, you can just add. That'll do for the fence. Nice and easy. Right, moving on, we can get this planting. We've got a bit of green, we've got like, it looks like an orange, it looks like a loaf of bread in the bottom of the corner. It must be some kind of flower. So just paint the shapes, guys. Clean your brush. Make sure your brush is clean for your next colour. I'm going to go for that bright green again that we started the tree with. And just work it the same way, same sort of colours as what that tree was done in. Bright green, or as bright as you can get it, just drop a bit of green on. Like that. Got a little bit on this bottom, round the bottom of it, which is a bit of grass, so we'll just chuck a bit of that green in, same. Go for the darker green. Just work this in. few little specks around here. Drop a bit of dark green around the bottom of there, like that. That'll do for the plant. Right, that's a bit of green in. Brush clean. Cotton buds, bubble back, tip your excess out and then use your cleaning pots just to blast the excess. Keeps the overspray down, floating around in the areas you're painting. Right, I'm going to go back in with the brown colour that we did the fence in, and just drop a bit around this barrel. Just literally going to drop a bit of colour in, like that. Just a little bit around there. And we'll drop a little bit of that over this plant in the centre there as well. Clean that through. Just drop a little bit around there. Like that. No. I'm going to go in with now a Mars Black. Just putting a little framework around that barrel. Just darken some bits there. Like that. Separate them leaves. These have got a little black line around them, so we'll just do that around them, just to bring them out a bit. Like that. A little bit of shading over that drop shadow area there. That'll do. A few little dots in the grass. That'll do for that. Just need to drop that orange colour. I'm just going to quickly mix that on the fly. A bit of yellow. Drop a yellow, drop a red. Bubble back mix it. We've got a real dirty dark brown because the black's in there as well, so I'm just going to go over and use that. Drop a tone on the barrel. It's come out like a brown, so we'll use it. Same wasting it. And use a bit of that on that fence and just darken the fence out a bit with that brown. Seeing as it's in the brush. Yep. Right, let's mix that yellow again. Clean the brush out. Mix that orange. Bit of yellow, bit of red. That'll do. That'll do for that. So that's that bit in. We've got all that bit in. Now what we'll move on to is, might start this bit here. You can just work around with whichever bit you want. So I'm going to brush a good clean out. Put the lids on the paints because I've just literally gone straight through all them paints really quick from when we did the green. Just pause for a bit, get your paints in order again. Got them sort of lined up at the bottom of the easel so I can just pick the ones as we go. Just drop the lids on. Little pause, clean your brush, and then you're good to go. Just get ready to cut out the next piece. So we can start this. I think I've chopped this out. I've got that bit chopped, so I can put that to one side. What's next? Will this bit come off? I think I've got this bit out. Yep, let's do the brickwork and let's do that. So we're going to go in with that sort of sandy type colour, which is, I'm going to go for this. That'll do. Right, I'm just going to drop a tone on. When we get up to this edge, just put your shield up. A little bit more paint. And I've gone just onto this, it doesn't matter because we're going to go darker on that. So any overspray that's gone onto that top coping doesn't matter. Right, we've got a drop shadow there. Now, I'm going to go in with, on that, the smoke. And just hold the shield up. Just go in. Just do a drop shadow edge there. Like that. I've gone slightly over onto the cloud. See, if this was back mass, I put that mass back on, you wouldn't get that. So that's a little bit of a blowover on that, but we can knock that off just slightly. Hello. Right. For all them lines in the brickwork, I'm going to go in with Cavendish pencil and just line it out. Go over the lines of your pencil lines. Like that. And just line the brickwork out. I've got a little bit more to do here. for that. Right, we've got that top piece, the coping. Now that's going to be, I'm going to go for that brownie colour and drop. Let's see what this does. That'll do. Alright. Should mask out the top edge. Like that. Round. Like that. Fill that in. Just got a return here. Like that. I've got a darker edge under this edge here. Just give it a little bit darker. That'll do. A little bit wavy line. I'm just going to tint over that shadow with that. See, when you look at this on the image, it's very lined out again. This has got like a black line around it. Around here. So just colour bits in with your pencils. Slightly over on that bit, but it's practice, guys. This is a bit of masking. Like that. Right, we've got that a little bit down here in the brickwork. Same again, you're going to go the same colours as you work down. Warm that up a bit. Like that. few little texty bits in the brick. That'll do for that. So we got all that bit in. Any unwanted pencil lines. Nib them out. Right, so we've got that bit done. Now we can move on to that. We've got loads to do in here. We could do this bit around here. Yeah, we'll do the bit around where the car is. In here. That's that piece. So, drop that bit back on. It's the beauty of the Pro Mask. You can go around dropping bits back on. We've got that little bit of framework, so I'm going to go in with that darker tone again. Pass on here. Like that. Just do a little bit of little timber look on this. I'm just going to create more as a timber look. Like that. Clean the brush. That's through. Give your brush a clean. Go for a little bit of smoke black. Just going to do a tint over this. Knock it back a bit. That'll do. That's that piece. In. Any bits that like the white edges, just go in and touch in. Oh, I've just done it again. Bent the Iwata needle. There's the second one done. Just quickly straighten that out. I do. brickwork. Round here. Can't believe it, just went to grab the eyebot out the hanger again, doing exactly the same thing as I did the other week. Caught it, bent the needle. Second needle, bent. But it's still getting really fine detail down, even though it's got a slight bend in it, look at that. We'll continue on. Right, beauty of the airbrush hangers using a side feed that grip it. They're a nightmare. Just be really careful with whatever side feed you're using in the hangers that have got like the little loops on them. They grip the bodies. Right. Let's get rid of this bit here. Did I cut that bit out? I did. Let's remove that. Right, we've got some randomness in here. We've got like a... Just literally going to sketch this out. I'm going to go smoke black in this and then just drop some colours in. Just sort of sketch a little bit of this out with the smoke black. Drop it in because it's the inside of the garage, so I'm going to go with this colour and tint over and work it. Let's drop some colour in there. Look a bit of colour in. There's a lot of randomness going on here. I'm just going to put some lines in. My interior bit will look completely different because sometimes when you project up on these tiny images that you download, it doesn't always give you the full detail of what's in the image. With my bent Iwata needle, you can see that it's like all over the place. Love this brush though, it's the best one for trigger. Comfortable, soft, it's just a great trigger on it, it's what I like about it. It's not notchy when you're pulling back, it's just smooth. Just have to keep replacing needles in it. The idea is you make videos in the hope that they shouldn't cost you money. Every time I do a video at the minute, it's costing me money to replace bits on a brush. Some random little lines. some colour in there. Like that. Right, we've got a red, like toolbox or something in here. Let's just go on red then. Some weird box. Got a little bit of red here. Red there. These are just random little shapes. There's no sort of knowing what they are. Just like things standing up on the shelf in the background. So just, I'm picking just some random colours for this. Like a bits. Put some colour in. A bit of yellow on this. Just chuck a bit of yellow. A bit on there. Just random. As I say, make it your own. Don't worry about trying to mirror match everything. You'll just beat yourself up and stress yourself out. Right. A bit. Random little shapes. What this is here. Just gonna where it's like a, I don't know what it is. Just going to follow the lines that I've got and put the lines in. Do a bit of that to line it. Chuck a bit of colour in. Oh, now, this has got like a purpley colour to it as well in here. Got a bit of that in. Little squiggles. Chuck a bit of that in. At the end of the day, it's a dark garage. There's a little bit of blue dotted around here as well. Put some little lines up there. That'll do. Grey. Bit more colour down. Just a bit in here. As I say, don't worry about your colours. I'm not. Clean out. That's darkened it enough for inside the garage. Right guys, we've got to this stage here. I'm going to call this one part 1. So I hope you can join me in part 2 when we finish off Homer's new ride. We'll get the Volkswagen in. We've got the bottom part of the ground here to do. Homer to put in. And that's sort of it. So you've seen how this sort of came together. You can go in and add to this, you know, you can really add to it and just keep sharpening things up and adding a few more textures, going round. Just by using the pencils. But I'll get it to this sort of detail when we start working this in part 2 and we'll get it together. So I hope you've enjoyed part 1. Join me in the next one. Save all your pieces that you've cut out, because you can place these back on. If you want to darken the sky up a little bit more, you could just place that back on and reuse it. So all the pieces that I've used, that I've took off, I've got them stuck to the easel around, so I can just move them back in, remask things out and just start to sharpen it up as we go along. So thanks for watching. Drop your comments, tell me your thoughts, and I will see you lot in part 2.